it's Grayson. Hello. I have been so out of it, so yeah, let's just try to figure this out, okay? If you are new, welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Please subscribe to my channel and stick around if you please. I put out new videos twice a week. Please leave this video a like if you're feeling it, and ring that bell if you would like to be notified of when I upload, and it would just mean the world to me if you do any of those things. And then if you are interested in more makeup content, please follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of stuff over there. I have not been in this past week. I have been so out of it. A, my hair is flat and messy and I can't even tell you what this is. B, we have this, it's bright, but it's cold and like a little bit cloudy, overcast. I don't even know. The clouds keep moving. I have my warm tone ring light on right now because it literally looked like I had no color on my face. I even put on like heavy blush today because I feel so pale, and I still look pale on camera. But anywho, we are here to talk about the new Morphe palette, the 35XO. It is the Natural Flirt palette, and this is their like holiday palette, which the packaging, like this stuff on the front, it does kind of give me like Christmas ornament vibes. But the inside of the palette is what really sold me. A, it's cardboard packaging. I love so much whenever they do cardboard packaging and not plastic. Plastic's just not my jam, so I was happy that it was cardboard packaging. It did have a protector in here, but I already have my eye look on, which I do include toward the end of this video, me applying all the shades and all that good stuff. But it did have an eyeshadow protector in here, came in the nice box with the nice bubble wrap on the inside. But she looks like this on the inside. No mirror up here, just cardboard. But I just couldn't get over the inside of this because I love like pinks and purples, and I don't know, this was just everything. I kind of wish they would have done the outer packaging in the same pink, baby pink that's the inner packaging instead of the gold, but like the inside of this palette makes up for it. Like I look at the inside of this and I'm like, oh hello. I am absolutely obsessed with the what is that palette called? It's in here in the bottom of my drawer. I'm gonna attempt to pull it out. It's under a lot of stuff. But it's the 39S, which is the Such a Gem palette. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time, not just from Morphe, but in general. And it is very much so like a pinks and purples, but more deep kind of situation. And this is like your lighter, more like blushy tone, I guess. So I don't know, it would just definitely stood out to me, and I was like, I gotta get that palette. And I was out of town. I'm not going many places whenever I'm at home, but I was out of town, and the place where I was had a lot less like COVID cases and such going on, so I felt a little bit more comfortable in that area, like going out, still being super careful. But I did actually get to go into Ulta and buy the palette, which was a nice little change. But now I'm like reorganizing my whole drawer. But this palette was so cute. I was like, okay, a nice, like, nothing crazy about this palette. Very very friendly to anyone. You can go like make this a super like deep glam. I kind of went in the middle of like going deeper and like a little bit just more neutral, but it is very pinky. So if like you're a pink person, you've got like your pinks, mauves, plum kind of situation, like a mixture of both cool and warm tones. I don't know, I just really liked it, so I enjoyed this palette a lot. The formula is great, everything blended out really great. The only thing I will say is the shades in here that are like shimmers, they're not really shimmers, they're more like very satin, so you can tell that like I have some of them on, but it's just kind of like a sheen. It's not like a sparkle, which I am big on, like some sparkle on the lid. So something I would add to this would probably be to give something more like shimmery, glittery, probably like a ColourPop Super Shock or something like that to tap over the lid to give it more sparkle. But that's just me like wanting sparkle, but it makes sense in this sort of muted palette to have those more just like satiny sort of shades. Like, we'll go ahead and swatch Your Move because I thought this shade was really, really pretty. This is what I have on the inner portion of my lid, and it is over top of this beautiful like pinky mauve shade called Talk Feelings. That's right? Yes. So it's over top of that in there, so that kind of gave it this sort of coloring with that over top, and I thought that just looked really, really pretty. I do want to swatch the glitter. There is a glitter in here called Crushin' Hard, and it is it's got a lot of stuff going on in it. Like, it has blushy pink, a more like straight up like orange, kind of bronzy, like all mixed together, but it is very pretty. You can see that swatched beautifully. I just didn't feel like putting glitter on today because after this I'm gonna be like sitting on my couch, so yeah. I also didn't put lashes on today for this kind of the same reason. I just also, like, since this was a more like lighter look, I was like, I haven't done just building up my mascara in a while, and I used to not be a lashes person, but now that I have been, it's like every look gets a lash. So one other shade I wanted to swatch that I did not use today is Meet the Rents, which is so funny, but it is a purple, and oh, okay. Purples are not easy to formulate, y'all. And that is a beautiful purple. That's really, really pretty. I'm trying to think of like a couple more things we could kind of swatch out of here that are a little bit on the more interesting side. Let's go ahead with Eye Contact because this is a very light shade. It's like a very baby pink with like a little bit of a peach kind of tone to it. But it is very soft. It's hard to see on my skin tone. Let me do a second layer. I was expecting, like, I was kind of thinking like, oh, a color like this might be chalky. It's not chalky, so that's very nice. And let's go ahead and do Single Life, which is another one of these sort of like satin shimmers, and it's silver, but like with gold shift to it, so it's like a silvery gold, so you could really kind of put it with anything, so that's a really nice shade. Let's see, these are all just very like, there's a lot of shades that just really complement each other. Let's go with Make It Official because it's this very like interesting sort of like gray brown, so it's like very much cool toned, like very deep, like a grayish brown tone. That's a very, very interesting shade. Actually, glad I thought to swatch that one. That's very interesting. I feel like my review right now is all over the place. I've really been out of it, y'all. I went out of town. This is Touchy Feely. It's a pretty mauve shade. All the shades are really pretty. This palette's pretty. But yeah, I went out of town and I feel like I made my skin angry because I went somewhere that's really dry, and so I hadn't been feeling like putting makeup on because my skin's been so mad. Like, I have just been all over the place, y'all. So that's why like videos this week, they're running behind, and I'm just running behind. None of us are perfect all the time, and I like try so hard to keep up with everything, and sometimes your girl is just tired, and I feel like coming back from like spending some time with my girls, I just have not been able to get back in the swing of things. But now that we have done some cute swatches, all these shades are really pretty. Nothing has had too much fallout. I did use the shade You Up question mark as my base, and that was the shade that had the most kick up for me, but nothing like outrageous and crazy. So overall, just a really beautiful color story to me. Like, this just was one of those things where I was like, I gotta have that. So this palette, it's 35 shades that retails for $25, which is amazing. I know there were a lot of other components to this collection, They had brushes, which were really pretty. I just didn't grab those. I have lots and lots of brushes, and in this moment in time, I just didn't feel the need to buy the brushes. But if you don't have a lot of brushes, they did have a brush set that I think retailed for $29 with this collection. They had a little setting spray duo. They had quite a few things, and it was all very much your like gold and red, like holiday theme. Like, it's just screaming very Christmas to me on the outside, but then it's like, oh, I could use this every day. On the inside, like this palette, like you could literally use every single day, and you could go full browns, you could go pinks, purples, like you could do so much with this. So I see a lot of opportunity in this palette. I really enjoy the look that I created. This is something I could see myself doing very, very often, grabbing this palette and just very simple, easy. I think in total this eye look took me like 7 minutes or something. So, and then, yeah, like 7 minutes and 4 brushes I used for this. So very nice, easy, simple palette, very user-friendly for anybody. You could be, you know, a full-on makeup artist and love this palette, and you could be a full-on, like, at the bottom beginner and love this palette. You could have never touched makeup before, and I feel like you could still love this palette. That's just how I feel. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's not this friendly, that friendly, whatever. Morphe is a brand where I feel like I haven't really touched a palette that's not like friendly like to everyone, like of all aspects in makeup. There's only been maybe one palette that had some shades that I felt like were hard to work with, that somebody that like doesn't do makeup often might have an issue with. But other than that, they're all very nice formula, very easy to blend out, very easy to work with. And then a palette that's so like neutral like this is kind of like totally user-friendly to everyone. So if you are interested in seeing me create the eye look, just keep on watching. I'm going to toss that in here. And if you have not checked out Morphe, you have to check them out. If you haven't, I can't believe you haven't. Very, very affordable, beautiful formulas. I'm a Morphe fan. They've got good brushes, good shadows, all the things. So if this is your first video you're watching of me, I promise you I'm not usually this floopy. So please watch some of my other videos as well and stick around and hang out with us. We're all about makeup on this channel. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the eye look, and I will see you guys later.
Okay guys, starting on the eye look, I'm using the shade You Up as my base and fluffing that all over the lid. And then for my outer corner crease shade, I'm starting in with Message Red, starting to just deepen everything up and keep a pinky hue to the eye. That's kind of what I'm going for. And the next shade, I loved this deep mauve called Show Some Skin, so I did the outer corner and lower lash with that shade. And then to really deepen the outer corner, I wanted to get into the chocolate brown shade in the palette called Charmer. Very beautiful shade, everything blended just so beautifully and so easily, no patchiness, hardly any kick up in the pan, really nice. And then this beautiful pink shade is called Talk Feelings, and I'm just laying that all over the remainder of our lid that is open as a base for the shimmers I'm gonna lay down. And then going in with the shade Your Move, this beautiful baby pink shimmer on the inner portion, and the shade Matchmaker on the center to kind of marry everything into the outer portion of the eye. These shades are very much more satin than they are shimmery, but very, very pretty. And then the shade Across the Room is the most beautiful inner corner and brow bone highlight, and I feel like you could use it as a face highlight since it's not glittery, so it could be a very beautiful all over highlight. And after brows and just mascara today with this neutral look, here we are with the finished product. I think it is so cute. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.